what about you hit the buttons if you so choose? And wee story to tell. Begin with a wee story. When I was a boy, about 6 or 7, many, many eons ago, in the late 60s, we lived in North Belfast, in the street in North Belfast, where about 2 doors down from where we were living, was a local celebrity, a character. That's what we called him in them days. He's a bit of a character. And this guy most certainly was a character. This man's name was Alex Robinson. Alec Robinson, or better known as Buck Alec. Now, Buck Alec had an amazing life. He'd been a circus strongman. He'd operated as a bodyguard for a while for gamblers and whatever. He had dabbled in paramilitary activity way back in the day, it was said. And right through his life, he was known, and you can look at that head, he was known as a ferocious and feared street fighter. A tough, tough man. Now, when I met him, he was an old man. He was a comparatively old man. And there was all the sort of stories about Buck Alec. And my dad used to tell us a story about Buck Alec having a lion. He says, you know, Buck Alec up the street has a lion. You dead on, Daddy, dead on. And occasionally at night, when I was going to bed, if we didn't go to sleep, Dad come up and says, if you don't go to sleep, I'm going to take Buck Alec's lion in here. You dead on, Daddy, dead on. Yeah, right. Buck Alec's got a lion. Then he said one day, he said, look at Buck Alec's car. Making up Buck Alec's car had a wee trailer at the back of it. And he says, that's where Buck Alec puts his lion. Yeah, sure, yeah. So then one morning, we were going out to school. And I just happened to look up towards Buck Alec's door. And there was Buck Alec leading a fully grown male lion out his front gate on a chain, which he put in his wee trailer, and they drove off. And my dad went, I told you. And it explained the noises I'd been hearing from Buck Alec's yard for many months. I didn't sleep well for a long time after that. But here's a point. As mad as that may be, Buck Alec could control his lion. There's actual stories that Buck had pulled its teeth out. I don't know if that's true or not. Could be an urban myth. I would not be surprised. But Buck Alec, you knew, still a strong man. Buck Alec had control of his lion. The problem we have today is there are spades, wasters, children who are now also walking our streets with lions on leads. Only they aren't lions. These things are dangerous, ferocious dogs, such as the one in the news this week, the XL Bully. Now, got to put it in perspective. The XL Bully can stand up to 23 inches high and weigh 130 pounds. Now, an old metric, that's nearly 9.5 stone. I'm 13.5 stone. Still pretty strong. But do you see, if I wanted to go right and my 9.5 stone, highly toned, muscle XL Bully wanted to go left, well, I would then be going left. But most of the wasters who own these dogs don't even weigh 13.5 stone. You look at them. They're about 7 stone. Some of them 8 stone. The dogs weigh more than them. I addressed this. I talked about this. Earlier in the year, there was a horrible story of a man attacked here, lost his arm. And I talked about wee men with big dogs. You know I love dogs. I've always loved dogs. But I've 2 dogs, wee small dogs. I've only wee small dogs. And this is something I've noticed. Have you noticed this? See, the bigger the man, the smaller the dog. The smaller the man, the bigger the dog. You see the compensation going on here? You'll see one of these crossbreed dogs from hell, right? And there's always some spidey wee bastard who weighs about 6 stone, right, trying to hang on to it. Tyson, hello, Tyson, back, Tyson, back. This slabbers coming out of it. And they're always going, sorry, mate, wouldn't touch you. Scrape my kids. Please, they're weapons. That's why these dicks have the big dogs. They're weapons. They're inadequates. Do you understand? Big men don't need big dogs. We are the big dogs. I don't need anybody to bark for me. I'll do my own barking. The reason the XL Bully is in the news this week is because of the horrible attack in Birmingham where a young girl was savaged. And it happened here. Thankfully, the wee girl's okay. She survived. Went on to attack another 2 men that was taken away, and the police have said they have spoken to the owner. Spoken to the owner. Suella Braverman, a Home Secretary, she jumped in predictable fashion with a little bit of politicking, saying that she was considering banning the XL Bully, adding it to the banned list of dogs in the UK, and therefore perpetuating a policy which has abjectly failed. We have had dogs banned here. These dogs banned here for the last 2 decades. And do you know what's happening? The number of attacks has increased. It's going up. Even here in Northern Ireland, we had 200 dog attacks in only 1 3-month period. So banning the dogs is not going to work, Suella Braverman. It's not going, never will. You know yourself it's not going to work. Because this whole argument is very, very close to the gun lobby argument in the US, where you have one side saying, guns don't kill people, people kill people. And the other side pointing out that may be true, but if you've got a musket, you can only shoot 1 bullet every 3 minutes. If you've got a semi-automatic, high-caliber rifle, you can shoot hundreds of bullets in a minute. So why do you need all those bullets? Same thing with dogs. You can have a dog, but why do you need these muscle-bound, ferocious beasts? No need for these. But we can't ban them because as soon as you ban them, they will change to another dog. Or they will adulterate the dog breed so it no longer fits that very narrow criteria of Bully XL. And there's other dogs sitting there waiting. You've got the Kangal Shepherd dog. This dog has a PSNA bite of 743 per square inch. Take your arm clean off. So they'll just change dogs. And there's an industry here. I just happened to go online just to look about XL Bully. And there it came for sale. 2,000 quid for a pup. Is it any wonder these guys are breeding these dogs? 5 or 6 litters a year. You have loads of money. You know who needs to deal drugs when you can deal these dangerous dogs? The answer for what it is, stop looking at the dog and start looking at the owners. Shift the responsibility from the dogs, which we cannot control or eradicate, but we can bring in legislation to limit the ownership of the dogs and put responsibilities on the dog owners that if something goes wrong. If you're walking down the street and somebody comes up with a knife and stabs you, that person's going to go to jail for attempted murder. You're walking down the street, somebody comes up with a Bully XL, but he sets on you and it savages and kills you. Slap on the wrist. Something wrong with that. You understand? That needs to be addressed. We need legislation brought in which states categorically that if your dog, known to be a dangerous dog, if your dog attacks and hurts anybody, that is your responsibility and you will go to court and be held accountable. It can lead to serious long-term prison if your dog does that. You bring in those laws and I guarantee you the ownership of dangerous dogs will dwindle and the number of dog attacks will dwindle along with it.